Ah, Deadpool, America's favorite smarmy, wise-ass, and postmodern heartthrob. Deadpool shocked audiences when it was released in theaters back in February of 2016. Despite being the forefront of mainstream R-rated superhero movies, it broke several unexpected records, including the biggest opening weekend for an R-rated movie. And when the announcement for the release of Deadpool 2 came out in April of 2017, fans of the Merc with the Mouth were excited for the follow-up to the daring and hilariously violent franchise. While many fans and critics disagree as to which of the two Deadpool movies were superior, the general consensus is that the sequel did a good job recreating the spirit of the original with irreverent humor and fourth-wall-breaking grace. The anticipated sequel was granted a larger budget and more freedom to use characters from Fox's book of intellectual property ownership. Needless to say, the sequel was a huge success, making nearly the same amount of opening weekend money as the record-setting original. Knowing this, it would be downright financially irresponsible for the studio to decline wrapping up the Solo franchise with a third installment, and just as cruel to leave eager fans waiting his mouth. Ryan Reynolds himself is on record for saying that he isn't exactly sure if Deadpool 3 is going to happen. "I don't know that there would be a Deadpool 3. I really don't," Ryan Reynolds says. "I feel like the character, in order for him to function properly within his own universe, you need to take everything away from him." Ryan Reynolds was perfectly casted as Deadpool, and everyone seems to agree. His smart-mouthed sarcasm and wit as an actor translates exceptionally well for the Deadpool character. Some might even say he was born for the role, excluding the version of him that was in the Wolverine movie. So, considering that Ryan Reynolds only has 3 movies included in his contract with Fox, and also that an X-Force movie has already been confirmed starring Reynolds as his 3rd appearance as Deadpool in a film, it is certainly safe to assume that the irreplaceable Ryan Reynolds will not be reprising his role in future movies. Even so, there is a chance that Ryan Reynolds wouldn't be interested in doing another Deadpool solo movie, especially considering the growth of the franchise. Ryan Reynolds said so much himself after stating that he wasn't sure if there was going to be a 3rd solo movie, that the best way for it to work may be to gut its budget, swing for the fences, and make it more of a Sundance film. Though sometimes it's difficult to tell when we should take Ryan Reynolds seriously. Since it is very unlikely that the studio would agree to downsize the production of such a franchise, and since production of X-Force would satisfy Reynolds' contract with Fox, there is a pretty good chance that X-Force may be the last we see of Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. Deadpool has outgrown itself. The first Deadpool movie, at its rotten core, was also a romantic story. The second movie, rather than being served with a side of subversive romance, focused more on the mushy side of the importance of family and friendship. While it did well at introducing a diverse group of characters, it also pushed the franchise to the point where a third movie focusing on anything less than an ensemble cast would feel like a step backwards. This is true from both a storytelling and a money-making perspective. Deadpool's solo movies are a complicated entity. Part of the novelty of the movies, especially the first, was how different it was from the other movies out there. Deadpool subverted movie tropes, mocked superhero cliches, spoke to the audience members, and even traveled in time and violently prevented his portrayer, Ryan Reynolds, from committing to starring in a far less superior comic book film. However, throughout the movies, we have begun to be introduced to the team that will be featured in the X-Force movie. While this isn't a bad thing, and we are certain that a movie starring the characters we have come to love would probably be an entertaining movie, it also resembles the multi-character format that we have seen in both Marvel and DC extended universes, no longer making Deadpool such a novelty. This may create a bit of conflict for the creators of the Deadpool cinematic universe. As is the trend in movies lately, especially those within the superhero genre, stories are becoming less about singular heroes and more about ensemble team-ups. The Deadpool universe has been introducing us to the members of the X-Force, including Negasonic Teenage Warhead and Colossus, in the first installment, and Domino and Cable in the second, even planting seeds for the X-Force movie, rumored to be released later in 2019. Because the first 2 Deadpool movies spent so much time developing the surrounding characters, it is unlikely they would waste such groundwork by producing a movie that features Deadpool going solo. The Disney takeover. One thing we should be taking seriously into account is the expansion of the Disney media empire. It's no secret that Disney and Fox have been working towards a deal that would allow Disney the acquisition of several Marvel characters that Fox currently has possession of. What does that mean? A few things. The acquisition of these characters would allow the MCU to potentially include the X-Men and, you guessed it, Deadpool. While the X-Men seem like they could comfortably fit within Phase 4 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, there doesn't seem to be much room for foul-mouthed Deadpool under the wholesome Disney umbrella. It would be incredibly difficult for Deadpool to exist in a movie with the Avengers that didn't compromise the mainstream appeal of the Avengers and the irreverent humor of Deadpool. Like oil and water, it probably would just not mix. So where does this leave the future of Deadpool? It's hard to tell. At least we can take comfort in knowing we will get to see our favorite degenerate, not a superhero in at least one more film, even though it may revolve around an ensemble cast. As long as we get to see some more knee-cracking superhero landings and our favorite powerless X-Force member, Peter, I'm sure fans are going to love whatever Deadpool has to offer. Thanks for watching. Please remember to leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below. See you next time!